Yo! So I'm up in Detroit, Michigan right now, which I guess is fun. I don't know. I finally got to see the bad part of Detroit. Like, I've been to Detroit a couple of times, but I was always like, what are they talking about? Like, this place is doing bad or whatever. And I never understood it, but today I understood it, that's for sure. This place is a little rough around the edges. But I pulled up to the place I'm delivering at, or did deliver at, and there was a little bit of a line outside of the gate. And so, of course, I stopped behind it, because that's how lines work. Like, you just get in line. And I mean, there are a couple of places on this road, so I wasn't sure if these guys were going to the place I was going or what. So I went up and asked them. I was like, hey, are you guys going to, the place that I'm going to? And they're like, oh, or the one guy that I was talking to, he's like, oh yeah, we're going there, but our appointment isn't until 10, so you can go ahead of us if you want to. And I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. And he's like, well, thank you for having the courtesy to ask. And he's like, well, actually, that's really weird. And he like, sort of, I don't know, like, something about just asking that question, like, I don't know, he just, like, thought it was very strange. Like, it doesn't happen. Which I thought was very strange. Like, it just means that people must be cutting in front of people and doing all kinds of ridiculousness that they don't need to be doing, but I mean, that's a personal feeling, I guess. But yeah, and I was thinking about it while I was unloading, and I was like, there's just so many, like, little things that you can do as a driver to be, like, just like a courteous driver, just being, like, nice to people, and not being, like, the cause of the frustration, you know what I mean? Like, these are not things that like, when I first jumped behind a truck and started driving, I didn't know any of this stuff, and my trainer taught me, like, I mean, he was an old school trucker himself, apparently. I mean, that's what he told me, and I guess he let his CDL expire, which wasn't very smart, because he had, like, 2 million miles on that CDL, and I don't know, I guess he wanted to get back into it, but that's neither here nor there. Just a little something. Don't let your CDL expire, kids. But yeah, he taught me about, like, the whole, like, how you flash your headlights when a truck is clear of you, to let them know, like, you're good to come back over. And then if you were that truck that got flashed over, then you say thank you by flashing your markers. And, like, that was something that I would have never known, because these buttons, they don't say, like, flash when someone's passed and flash when you pass someone, and it's like, I don't know. There's just, like, little stuff like that to me is, like, pretty important to do. I don't know. I feel that it is. Like, the whole, like, flashing people over, like, cars will use their brights all the time, and I'll use my brights, like, in the daytime, because you aren't going to see my dim lights just go out and come back on. I mean, it's not going to happen. But at night, I'll use turn them off, and then I'll click them quick a couple of times, so they, they're like, what the hell is that? Oh, wait, I'm past that truck. But, yeah, it's just stuff like that, like, makes a world of difference, I think. Because so many drivers out here have the mentality that the new school is the problem, and, like, we're all out here, we have no idea what the hell we're doing, and they're right. Like, even at a year deep, like, I don't exactly know what I'm doing at all. Oh man, it would take a lot of years to understand like, how things are really working out here, I guess, if you want to say it that way, but I don't know, there's just a lot of stuff to learn. But the other thing is, like, helping people fold up tarps. I was thinking about that too, because I was folding up my tarps and there was another guy behind me, but he was, trying to get ready to get his stuff taken off. So I, like, it kind of triggered that like, memory or whatever, that people just do that sometimes. Like, it happens to me every here and there. Doesn't happen all that often, but it does happen. It happens at least once every time I'm out. And, like, if it happens more than that, it's really, really weird. Like, usually, and old guys will say it if you go and help them with their tarps. You're like, oh, hey, you need any help with your tarps? And he's like, oh, I'd appreciate it, thanks. And, you just grab the other side and do what he's doing, like, mirror the whole thing. And, I mean, it makes a world of difference when you're folding up tarps when you got two people. Because you don't have to fold the tarp and then go over to the other side and fold it again, and then the middle never comes together, so you gotta go do that, and then you gotta flip it again, and then the freaking middle doesn't come together again. Like, it's a mess, but it's doable. It's very doable, and you do it all the time, like with one person. But with two people, you just flip that son of a gun over and it works every time, and it takes like 5 minutes to roll up a tarp. It takes no time at all. And, I mean, that's something that people just appreciate. And every time I've ever helped anyone fold their tarps, they're always like, oh, thanks, I really appreciate it. And, like, man, most people don't do this kind of stuff anymore. They just sit in their truck and look at you. And it's like, yeah, I get you. Like, I don't have anything to do, so, like, what's the sense of just sitting around? Like, I'll make someone else's life a little easier. Like, why not? I feel like that stuff just kind of, like, comes around. I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't really care. I'm gonna keep doing it. Like, I remember the first time anyone ever did that. It was a driver for the same company I'm at, and I was like, you want me to wait around and help you fold up your tarps? Like, that's how appreciative I was, because I didn't realize that was a thing. I don't think me and my trainer ever had that happen. I don't think I ever had that happen. Well, actually, with my trainer, we were folding up the tarps, so there was automatically two people folding up the tarps. But, like, I was like, you sure you don't want me to hang around and, like, help you fold up your tarps? And he's like, no, just, get the heck out of here, pass it on to the next guy. And I was like, okay, like, that's fair enough, I'll do that. That's how I've just been passing it on. But, man, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff like that, that can be done out here, just to help people out in a little tiny way. And I mean, it doesn't get returned all the time, and I'm sure that I've done, like, just, like, weird stuff that I didn't really need to do, and, I don't know, like, help people out that didn't need help at all, or whatever, I don't know. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like sending out good energy into the world, or whatever, I guess. I don't know how to explain this accurately, but I don't know. To me, I just feel like a lot of the old school drivers out here, from what I gather, it used to be a whole lot more of a brotherhood. Like, just truck drivers were, like, if you didn't know someone, you, like, kind of knew them just because they drove a truck, you know what I mean? Like, you could just walk up and be like, yo, how's it going? And yada yada yada, oh, where you headed? Oh, I've been there a couple times. You just strike up conversation or whatever. But that stuff is gone. Like, people aren't going into truck stops to, like, sit down and have dinner and, shoot the bull with other drivers. Apparently that used to be a thing. Like, this is just stuff that I've heard from other drivers. I wasn't there, so I don't know how it really was, but they say, like, I could tell you all the stories in the world, kid, but you'll never really understand, like, what kind of like what kind of connection drivers used to have, and that's non-existent nowadays. Like if you speak with another driver, it's like pretty weird. Like people are like what are you talking to me for or whatever. Like sometimes they look at you like that, but I don't know. And a CB is another thing. If you don't have a CB, I don't know what you're doing with yourself. I mean, it's not the most necessary thing in the world, and most of the time mine stays off, because, I mean, I just hate hearing the, like, white noise that comes in every here and there. Like, it just doesn't have very good range, and it doesn't, I don't know, it's not a very good CB. It's a CB that my uncle gave me, so, like, I'm not trying to buy another one. This one does exactly what I needed to do, and, like, there's no point. But like, just like traffic and stuff like that, like, you just get on there and be like, hey, you know, what lane do we need up here? And all left lane's closed, stay in the right lane. Okay, thanks, driver. And you just, you know, just stuff like that, where you're just like communicating with other drivers a little bit. I don't know. It's a whole thing for me, is like keeping like that old school vibe alive. I don't know what the heck it is, but it's... Oh, here we go, got something. I've been waiting for a load, so... It's kind of weird. Oh, great. But... Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure a lot of other people aren't going to be like that. They don't really care what the heck is going on around them, and they don't really care to help anyone, and it's like, well, no one's going to help me, so I'm not going to help them, and I don't know. It's whatever. But I'm sure that I'm going to get sent this load soon, so I am going to get the heck out of here. And yeah, I mean, just be nice to people in the world. I don't know. I feel like the world is like a bad enough place as it is. Like, just all the crap on the news, and like, I mean, I don't watch the news, but I hear the news like through Facebook and stuff like that, like ripples. But I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff that is not right in the world, and like, you can just come down to an individual level and make it right. I don't know. I feel like it helps. Probably not. Whatever. Yeah, there it is. So, I'm going to get the heck out of here, get moving towards this load, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Bye-bye.